Hello and welcome to our course. So today we are going to see more options in the option tab. Last time in the last lecture we have seen that how to change the crosshair settings and understand the meaning of the crosshair appearance when a command is active and the command is inactive. So today we are going to see the other settings. So the first setting in the AutoCAD application, here in the options, if I go in that, we can change the appearance of our AutoCAD theme. So if I want to change this background page color, I can go into this display, and here there is a color scheme by default of dark and light. So if I select a light one first, I am talking about the first theme, then apply. So as you can see, the theme of my AutoCAD has changed. Then if I go into the dark, which was the previous one, and apply, now you are seeing we are back to our original theme. So by default it is a dark theme, you can change it to a light theme. Then the next we were talking about how to change the background of the AutoCAD workspace, and here this background is of black color. As you can see, it is by default. We can change it by going into this color option here at the bottom, and in the drawing window color, here there are some options available. So this is our 2D model workspace, and the 2D model workspace there are this color is uniformly in X and Y direction. So to change this color, we are going to see that there is an option available on the right side to change the color. Simply select this dialog box and choose a color of your liking and hit apply, and again apply. So now you can see that you have changed the background of this. Again, trying with a different color, go into the color, select the type. Now we are going to select the white one, apply and close, and again apply. Now we are working in a white background color. So this is how we can change the background color of our AutoCAD workspace. Now bringing back again our default black workspace, it's very simple. We can either restore our color element, restore all context. If we have done any changes here, we can restore each and everything. Now for example, we are going to simply select a black here, apply. Now you can see that it's completely black, but I don't want it because my previous one was a gray type. So to do that, I can restore. Now apply. Now you can see that it is actually by default as it was. So this is how we can change our background color, and if we somehow lost our actual design, we can also restore it by simply using these options. Okay, so we can restore all the context, all the default colors, simply apply, and all the defaults will be changed. So this is very easy. You can also use that in the crosshair. You can change the crosshair color also. So if I want a red color crosshair, I can simply apply, and now you can see a crosshair color has changed. Again going into the option menu, again going into the color tab. Now in this preview window we can see the changes. We don't have to go again outside, we can see the preview in here. So if I have selected the crosshair, we can select another color. Now you can see the change of the color is already appearing here. So we can do and simply apply it. Now we are going to go into our default. So now I want to restore, so I will restore it like this. With the same, I can also change the color of the view controls. I can also change the other settings which are available here. We can change our cursor settings. We can also change the sheet layout. The sheet layout tab is here. As you can see in the left hand side bottom corner, it is a model and a work. So we can also change the color of that also. In this, we can change the paper color, background color also. Then again, after doing that, we can simply apply and OK. So it depends upon us how we use the software. So my color of the crosshair was red. I will restore it to default by simply applying, apply and close. Okay, apply. So this is the first thing we are going. The next thing is the where we want to save our drawing or open a drawing. So if I go into this open as save, the by default AutoCAD saves in a .dwg format, and the file type my version of my AutoCAD is of 2018, so it will save in this type of file format. We can also save in the previous version of the file format by selecting this. So for example, I am using AutoCAD 2018 software and version software, and some other person is using an AutoCAD 2014 or 2013 software. So I can save my current drawing into this file type and send it to him, so he can open the drawing into his older version software. So these features help us to open the file type of a newer version to an older version by simply choosing this option. Okay, so this is the very simple options. There are other also options. We can also choose the file open. So at the starting of our welcome screen, we only see the number of files open is 9. We can either reduce or increase its options. In the application menu, we can see the number of recently used files. So here in the application menu, if I open and in the recently used file option, let's check it. Here in the recently open files, here we can see that there are 9. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. So we can increase its number from here. So that depends upon us that how we are going to use our software. Again, the plot and finish options are available. We can save our documents. We can change the path of our documents by giving a path from here. So if I want to change a file into a PDF, I can simply choose a default location, and then that file will be saved in that folder. Okay, so these are some options available in it. Then in the graphic performance, we can do some settings, but I will let you as it is, because doing some changes here might may happen to make your system lag a bit. So I will not recommend to do any editing work here. Then there are user preferences. Then there are drafting settings. Again, the snap, we can change the snap cursor icons, we can increase the snap icons, we can increase the aperture size, like we have seen the size of the this crosshair. Then in the 3D modeling, again we can see the options. We can use a crosshair label XYZ or north is south. We can show Z axis in crosshair. So if I go into a 3D modeling like this, now you can see there are 3 options, X, Y and Z. So in the options we can choose how it's going to be seen. Now in the options, again we are going into the option settings. Now here in the options, now this is the option. We are now going to go into the other selection. Select the pix box. Here we can select, we have already seen the how to change the select the pix box. Then now we are going to simply cancel it here. Now again the next thing we are going to do is, there are 2 types of selection types. There is one is this is called a selection window, which goes from left point to the right point by simply clicking a left click on the screen and then dragging the mouse. This gives us a blue screen which is called a selection window. And then from, if I go click on the screen and without going on the right side, we go on the left side, and which gives a green window with a dotted line. This is called a crossing window. So these are the 2 method of selection. And for example, if I create, now these are for example only, if I am creating 2 lines, one like this and one a little other. Now I want to select both of it. I can simply click on the screen like this and drag the mouse from right to left and enter. The both line will be selected. Again with the same option, if I click on the screen and then again go and click, again the both option will be selected. But the difference between the both of them is that if I go and select, click on the screen and drag my mouse from left to right to left and only touch this object and click anywhere, the object will be selected. But that not be the case in this other option. If I click on the screen and drag my mouse from left to right and simply click now like this, the object is not selected. So in the crossing window, basically what happens is that when you click on the screen and drag a mouse, the objects highlights. So as you can see, the object is highlighting. So if our object highlights, means it is ready to get selected, and we can simply click it and the object will be selected. Press escape from and get out of the command, then again select this. Now as you can see, the object is not highlighting, but if I slowly move my cursor from left to right and then the object completely comes under the window, now you can see that the object highlights, and this tells us that the object is selected. So if I click, the object selects. If I press escape, the object unselects. Again we will try to select both objects now. Now as you can see, both are highlighted. Click, the object selects. Escape, the object unselects. So the big meaning here is that in the crossing window, which indicates by the green color, if I want to select an object and if I click and drag my mouse from right hand side to left hand side and simply just touch the object will be selected. But if I click from the left to right, and which is called the selection window, and if I click like this, the object will not be selected until and unless the object completely falls under the window. So this is the two difference between the crossing window and the selection window. So the crossing window indicates by green color and the selection window indicates by the blue color. Okay, so the last part here we have to see in this tutorial is that there is a command called clear screen, and the clean screen commands maximizes the drawing area by hiding all the ribbons, tools bar and palettes. It does not hide the quick access toolbar, which is the top part, and the status bar, which is this part below, and the command text window. So these three options are not hidden if I enter a clear screen command. So to activate it, either enter C clean screen, so as you can see here in the window it shows clean screen option, and if I select it, enter, clean screen, and then if I hit enter, now you can see that all my toolbar, all the ribbon and every other parts have been, all the palettes have been hidden. So if I hit, as you can see that my complete screen has been hidden. So in the clear screen, again if I want to bring back everything, enter clean screen, SCREEN, and then hit enter, and hit enter again. The clear screen option shows that it completely is invisible. So again enter clear screen, and there is an option called clear screen on and off. If I select this off option, all my commands will be restored as it was before I have done any changes. So the same features which can be done with a shortcut menu, and that will be a control plus O, control plus 0. So if I select a control key from my keyboard and with plus holding it, if I hit 0, now you can see the same commands gets activated. So this is the shortcut. Control plus O help us to clean the screen, which help us maximize the drawing area by hiding the ribbon, toolbar and palettes. To bring back again, select the control screen plus again hit enter O, and you can restore your tools. So we will stop here in this tutorial. We will continue the other in our next tutorial. So thank you very much. Have a nice day.